Heidi ho, my peeps! Look at that. I've got little purple rabbit peeps because I am making, check this out. See, look at how darling this is. Let's see if you can see it through there. Chocolate covered Peeps. Now they aren't just any old chocolate covered Peeps. They're chocolate covered Peeps with a surprise in the belly. You cut out a little hole and you take a Rollo, and the Rollo goes down in here. You put that all on a stick and you stick it down in that melted chocolate, and then I put it up in my freezer. This is Soho, Dad. You guys are going to laugh at my freezer. I mean, my freezer is like a total wreck, right? But I found this spot that I could like prop my Peep while the chocolate is, getting hard. So I prop it up in my freezer until the chocolate's all hard. I got to close the freezer. Then what I do is I take one of these little bags, like you can get it. Oh, sometimes you can find them at the Dollar Tree. They're the little like gift bags, and I cut them down to. Whoops! I just dropped one. I won't use that one. I cut them down took about 4 inches off the end so that they would fit on the fit nicely on these popsicle sticks once the Peep is up inside there. So I am now going to show you how I did this. Dokie, my artichokes. This is incredibly simple to do. Let's see if I can get you down here a little bit better. Okay, so all I did is I started with my box of Peeps. There's one there. Then I took, and this is all from Dollar Tree, incidentally. I took a little bag of Dollar Tree semi-sweet chocolate pieces, and I took 2 of these Big Buck milk chocolate bars. I put them in a water bath. You can see here, that is a water bath right there. I've got it on low, and I let them melt. Okay, so that was number 1. Put you back down there. Alrighty. So part of the trick of doing this is after you've melted your chocolate, you want to turn off the heat, dip your little Peep in, and then you'll turn the heat back on, because you don't want it too hot that it's going to melt the Rollo, but you want it hot enough that it's kind of liquid. So this has gotten real thick. So I've turned the heat back on this. We're going to let that go. Use a water bath or a double boiler, because you don't want to burn your chocolate. Okay, so this is how you prepare your Peep. You take your little Peep and a Rollo out of the bag. What I did is I took my Peep, I took the narrow end of the Rollo. There's a wide end and a narrow end. I took the narrower end, and I made an indentation right in the center of the Peep. I just pushed the Rollo into it, and you can see how there's that indentation. Then all I did is I took a skinny little filleting knife. I lay this down flat, and I just simply poked around this indentation, and I'm going to do it down on my board here. Let's see if you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so all I do is I just kind of poke the knife in the little indentation around the, where the edge is, where you can see it, and I kind of cut around the marshmallow. Now, of course, cutting a marshmallow is tough because it's going to want to stick to your knife, so I just kind of poke it and lift and poke it and lift and turn it around. Then I'm going to turn it over onto the back side, and I can kind of see where I had come through with the knife, and now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back along that visible section where I can see that the knife had come through, and I'm going to poke it from this side. And I thought of much better ways to do this. Like if you had a piece of pipe, you could just use that, and you could simply stick the pipe in here and poke out a real nice hole. But this works as well. Okay, so then all you do is you take and you push your thumb through the center of that where you've made the little hole, and you pull out a little bit of marshmallow. You don't have to pull the whole thing out. You just want to pull out enough so that you'll be able to poke the Rollo in. And the way I did that is I just took the wrapping off the Rollo, and and I poked my Rollo in from the back side. So the skinny end of the cone, I poked it from the back to the front. I just kind of placed it there, and then I kind of pulled my little Peep belly around, and what I ended up with is something that looks like this. You've got your Rollo down in the center, okay? Then what I did, well, I need to wash the goo off my hands. Hang on. Okay. It's just hard to maneuver when you've got that goop, so I try to keep my hands clean. So then I take my little filleting knife, and I'm going to poke a hole in the rabbit's butt. I'm going to go right through here. So I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to find the center of the rabbit's butt. I'm going to poke it through the marshmallow and up until I can tell I've gone into the Rollo itself. You don't have to poke it all the way. Just enough. I went in about that far, just enough to go through this part of the marshmallow and up into the Rollo. Then you take a popsicle stick, also from Dollar Tree. You poke it into the rabbit's ass. It goes in through its Rollo guts, and you just carefully push it so it goes through the top of the Rollo, and then it goes up, and you can see it kind of poking up out the top here, so it's firmly on there. So there we go. Now we're ready to dunk in chocolate. So I'm going to go ahead and give my chocolate, which you can't really see very well. Turn this a bit like that. Okay. Oh, I'm going to give it a stir to see if it's thin enough, if it's melted enough. And it is. It's looking real good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Peep on a stick. I'm going to lift my chocolate up so that it forms a deeper well kind of in the corner of the pan there. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay it down and cover the thing with chocolate. That's it. Now, this is the only part that takes a little time, and that's where your whole, in fact, I'm going to turn this off now too. There we go. Now I'm going to hold this rabbit, this Peep rabbit, over the chocolate, and I'm going to kind of tap it, and I'm going to kind of move it around to try to get all the any extra chocolate that's gooping up in the corners. You just kind of, you turn your popsicle stick, kind of rotate it, and just keep rotating and tapping, and that will get that extra chocolate out of there. Kind of turn it over, see if there's any in the ears. I kind of flip it around a little bit. I don't have any in the ears. Okay, so, alright, this is looking good. Kind of tap it a little bit. Got a little bit more off the bottom there. Kind of just take your time. Alright, so, don't get in too much of a hurry because you really want to get as much of the extra chocolate off as you can. While you're doing this. That's pretty important because it's just going to goop all down the stick if you don't. And I would say that's pretty good. So here I've got my little bunny chocolate covered. Now I'm going to take him over to my freezer. You could do this in the refrigerator. You could be a lot smarter. Whoa, I lost my Rollo. Okay, we lost our Rollo center on the last one, so I'm going to do a different one. So here I've got my chocolate, and I'm going to dip this guy in, give him a little turn. So he's looking kind of goopy, but we're going to tap off the extra chocolate, like so. You can see I've got some chocolate down on the stick, but you can clean that up later if you want, or just put a little bag over it and tie a bow. Nobody will notice. So I'm getting as much of the chocolate off as I can. It's remarkably sturdy once you've got the chocolate on it. You'd think it would be falling apart, but it really isn't. It's on there pretty good. Whapping those ears around. So, here we go. I think that's enough chocolate whacked off. And now I'm going to stick it in the freezer. There's Mr. Nick. He's eating a chocolate-covered Peep. What do you think?
Yeah, good.
They're good, huh? Okay, now I'm going to try one. Alrighty. So, I'm having a hot flash. I've been having hot flashes for days. And my chest hurts and I can't breathe. I think maybe I'm guessing perhaps I don't know. Either I'm dying or it's an allergy. I'm guessing allergy. So anyhow, look how cute these things turn out. Isn't that darling? So now I'm going to give it a try. I haven't eaten one yet. I'm going to eat its little ears first. I love marshmallow and caramel and chocolate together. So you can only imagine how much I'm enjoying this. Now I'm going to eat its little head.
Or little some.
All right. Now, what makes these particularly good is that you don't just get the chocolate and the marshmallow, but you also get the taste of that sugar that the little Peep has been dipped in. The naked Peep has been dipped in. So you get a little bit of crunchy, sugary texture to go along with the taste of, you know, Easter candy. So now we're going to get to the center where the Rollo is. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah. You know, if you're having a candy craving, this will quell it pretty darn quick. I mean, that's about as rich and sugary and candy-ish as anything could be. That's freaking good. Okay. Eat its butt. There we go. Chocolate-covered Peeps with a Rollo center. They really work. Talk to you guys later. Bye.